Hallo Leute, wie geht's dir? Kamusta kayo mga tropa dyan, mga Gunpla collectors? Ito naman si Kimmerman para sa isang review ng ating model kit dito sa harapan. At ito yung Roxephon from Moderoid. Ayan. So itong Roxephon or Roxephon, hindi ko alam kung paano bigkasin, pero sabi ng mga ibang vlogger, it's Roxephon. So let's just stick to Roxephon para mas uniform tayo. So this is from Moderoid, released this year 2024, at ganda na itong kit na to, very unique, although there are several releases na rin from Bandai nung araw, pero syempre lumang-luma na yun at hindi na ganong kagandahan compare dito sa medyo masasabi ko na okay na rin, although hindi ganon na-capture yung ibang colors dito for me as much as possible. Gusto ko sana medyo pearlescent yung kulay nito, pero this is just an ordinary white or the basic white katulad ng mga Bandai kits din. So I thought this is pearlescent color, pero no, this is not pearlescent. It's the normal white. And compare natin to dun sa mga previous release like the Bandai, mas maganda na siya. Okay na yung mga ano niya, pagka capture sa kanya dito sa model kit na to. Proportion wise, for me this is good, but I wish Moderoid just did this kit a bit taller, because this is about 19 centimeters, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If we're going to measure it until the tip of the forehead here, it's about 19.5 centimeters. So, hindi ko na isasama yung wingspan, yung taas ng wingspan. Here in this tip of the forehead, 19.5. I wish Moderoid made this a bit taller, like 22 centimeters, para medyo intimidating ang itsura niya compared sa mga regular 1/100 scale kits or yung mga no grade na about 18 centimeters ang height. So hindi siya ganun katangkaran kasi nga Moderoid make models na medyo pungbok, hindi ganun katangkad. And ang kit na to ay simple lang, hindi siya ganun kaarte sa weapons, except yun nga, meron lang siyang beam bows and beam katar or sword na na-emit dito sa kanyang forearm or dito sa may dorsum part ng kanyang wrist or ng hand, dito yung dorsum part niya. So na-emit dito yung bow, beam bows, and beam cutters. Unfortunately, nawala ko yung beam arrow niya. Supposed to be may arrow ito na accessory para sa kanyang shooting effect pose, like gaganto mo yung kanyang shoulder. Yan, medyo i-spread mo pa ganun. Tapos yan, nakaano siya, parang mag-shoot effect siya into archer mode. Yan. Tapos pwede mo nakaganon siya. Yan. So, let's go to the articulation, by the way. Be careful when rotating or playing with the shoulders, because the ABS, this brown ABS here, tends to stick together when not moving. So, before you move it, you make sure you a bit play with the joint. So when I say a little bit playing with the joint, it means that in Tagalog, laro-laruin mo muna konti, like banat-banatin mo dito. So parang papaikot-ikutin mo siya, unat-unatin mo. when you hear some click sound, that's the time you can rotate it. So before this video, I already did what I'm saying to avoid the accidental breakage of the ABS connectors, the brown ABS there. So it's a bit sticky, and it tends to stick together, those ABS points, when you're not playing. So before you move, just play along with the joint, a little bit gliding and rotating before moving it like this to avoid accidental breakage. So let's go to the articulation. The head can only move like this. It can rotate somehow, but not 360 degrees because of this armor parts here, especially the chin armor and the back of the head, the armor, the helmet cannot perform 360 degrees because it will hinder the shoulder parts. It can hamper the shoulder armor there, so it will not move 360. But it can move from side to side, a little glance, something like that. Okay. The shoulders, as I told earlier, play along with first by slight gliding before you can rotate. So it can rotate somehow around 180 degrees, but not 360 because of this brown structures there, which can hamper the joints. So nakakaabala ito eh. So hindi siya makakaikot talaga ng 360 degrees. So parang mga 180 lang. And then the shoulder and the elbow, actually medyo abno, may pagka-abno yung elbow nito. So naka-side ano siya, naka-sideways. So hindi siya pwedeng maikot eh. Gusto ko sanang ikutin pa ganun, pero medyo sticky yung joint, baka maputol. Ayan o, medyo sticky siya. Ayoko nang ilitin. So the elbow joints are a bit stiff. To be honest, I was about to trim it by sanding, but I didn't do so. And now I'm regretting not doing so. So dapat i-trim mo muna by sanding some thick parts dun sa kanyang shoulder, elbow joint, para mas mabilis yung gliding niya or yung pag-rotate niya dito. So hindi ko na siya magawa kasi nga hindi ko sinand, so mahigpit. So ganito lang ang kaya niyang gawin na i-bend. So it can bend like this, also like that. Ayan. Somehow yun. And then here you can perform the arrow shooting pose. So I need to rotate this a bit like this and extend the arm somehow by something like that. And as you can see, I already changed the hands into the Dahlin 1 and 144 scale hands. Hindi fit dito kasi yung Dahlin 1/100 scale hand kasi nakahamper netong beam effect parts. So na malaking sagabal yung dorsum part ng kanyang hand pag 1/100 scale. So I decided to use the smaller scale hands. So yan, medyo proportion kasi malaki yung kanyang braso. So kung lalagyan ko ng 1/100 scale, magmumukha siyang gorilla hand. So masyadong malaki. So mas maganda na siguro itong 1/144 scale na hand para medyo proportion din sa laki ng kanyang mukha. So yung mukha niya kasi maliit lang eh. By the way, yung sa mukha niya, napapalitan niya ng mga expression. So merong expression na nakatikom yung bibig, meron ding expression na nakasaka yung bibig. Then yung mata, may dalawang uri siya. It's either pula or dilaw, or I think this one ginto. So pinili ko yung ginto para mas maganda tingnan na. At saka hindi ko na balak pang palitan kasi I much prefer yung naka-open yung wing sa mukha niya. Although there is a part na pwedeng naka-close yung wing sa mukha, which is yun yata yung park state niya. Parang nakatakip yung wing sa mukha. Pero bakit ko gagawin yun? Gusto ko naka-open yung mukha niya para maganda. And then there, pwede kong i-ganto to. Tapos ipahawak sana yung arrow. Ayan o, gaganyan siya. Nakahawak yung arrow. Supposed to be ito na lang yung arrow niya. So yan, para siyang nag-shooting pose, diba? Tapos i-angulo mo lang tong mukha niya pag ganito. Tapos dito sa kanyang torso, it can twist a bit. Ayan, ayan, can twist a bit but medyo careful. Nakikita nyo yung, yung tunog, diba? Narinig yung tunog, tik-tik-tik-tik, mga ganun. Ibig sabihin, tight yung kanyang ABS part doon. So, gaganyan mo lang siya. Ayan. Pwede siya nakaganyan, naka-shooting effect pose. Ayan. For example, ito na lang yung arrow natin. Nawala ko kasi yung beam arrow niya eh. Tanga lang. So, ayan. And then dito sa niya, sa legs niya, it can kick. By the way, it can kick like this up to this far. Medyo again ABS, play with the joint first by gliding. And then here, it can kick from the back up to this high. So hindi siya masyadong mataas kasi nga mahaharangan ng clear orange part doon. And then sa knees niya, it can bend, double bend. So dito medyo short yung pag-bend dito sa upper thigh, and then dito sa upper shin niya sa leg, can bend up to like this. So hindi ganong kataas. So ganyan lang siya. And then dito sa kanyang paa, you can bend this forward. Ito lang yung nabumove dyan, yung frontal part. So, mukha siyang nakatakong, di ba? Ayan o, ayan. Mabibend din pala ito. Pero hanggang ganun lang. So, pangit siya. Ganun lang. Hindi siya mabibend backward. So, it's either forward like this. So, pwede siyang mag-pose na parang Sailor Moon na bukaka na ganun. Ayan, parang ganyan. Ayan. So, yan, mga medyo may pagka-sassy lang ang kanyang pose. Hindi siya yung mga aggressive pose eh. So, sassy pose siya. Anyway, be careful lang when you will make this stand on its own because sometimes yung structure ng paa niya kasi is kakaiba, di ba? Para siyang pincer, parang claw na takong. So, minsan kembang yan, imbalance yung kanyang pagtayo. So, be careful kasi madali itong matumba kung hindi tama yung angulo sa paa niya. But like this, it can stand firm because ito nga, nakalapat na lapat yung kanyang mga takong sa ground. So, size comparison for this kit, since this kit is also being compared with the Evangelion, although this is not an Evangelion, or the story is not the same with the Evangelion, but somehow, as I research, the story of this Rasefon is like a reboot for the Brave Riding series, which is hindi ko na nabutan, mga pang-uncle na yun eh, mga pang-tito cartoons na yun. Pero I was hoping na magkaroon ng Shokugan modeling project yung Raiden na may magandang articulations, unlike yung Moderoid kasi na Raiden ng pangit, hindi ko gusto. But this is a reboot for the Raiden, to be honest. So if I am to compare this with the Evangelion kit, I have here the 1/400 scale Evangelion from Kotobukiya. So it's a bit taller than the Evangelion. So see, if we're going to make them stand side by side here, Evangelion is a bit shorter. Siguro mga mga 0.5 centimeters ang lamang niyang height kay Evangelion. Because ito 1/400 scale. So if we make this Evangelion 1/100 scale, so it's a bigger kit, around 30 centimeter. Kasi walang exact height talaga yung Evangelion sa mga kits eh. Hindi mahuli yung 1/100 scale niya. Puro Pro 1 and 400, and yung sa Meng size na Evangelion laki. So, pangit, ayoko na ganun kalaki. So, gusto ko sana yung a bit taller lang sa Gundam. And putol, tanggal natin yung cordon niya. So, pwede nakabit dito. Ayan. Okay. So, ayan. So, Evangelion and Rasifon. So, if we compare this with the 1/100 scale Gundam, I have here the 1/100 scale, regular master grade, 18 centimeters. So, of course, mas matangkad si Rasifon because this 18 centimeters is 19.5. And if we're about to compare it again with a non-grade Modoroid model kit, so this is the cross-angle model. So, ayan, yung mukha daw Strike Freedom na cross-angle Vilkis. So, mas matangkad pa rin siya sa Vilkis. So, this is about 17 centimeters if I'm not mistaken. Or 16 centimeters. Let's just measure it. So, if I'm going to measure this Vilkis, it's about, yes, 16 to 17. Yep. Up to this point, it's 17 centimeters. So, ayan. So, size comparison, mas matangkad siya, 19.5, compared to Evangelion 1/400 scale, mas matangkad siya. So, thank you very much for watching this. Pros and cons, by the way. Pros, maganda siya, sleek, skinny, sexy, tsaka color separation ng kit is very beautiful, very accurate. Just wish na sana siya pearlescent color yung white niya para mas maganda tingnan. And there are no stickers for this kit. That's the very nice thing sa kit na to. Walang sticker, it doesn't use sticker. And cons, let's go to the cons. Cons is the joints are very stiff, so you need to again play along with the joint before moving it your desired pose, because it tends to stick, and medyo may pagka careful ha, medyo may pagka brittle or soft din yung ABS niya. So when posing it, to be honest, don't pose it from time to time. Just pose it kung anong gusto mong pose na. So for me, I want to pose this like this, shooting pose. Sad to say, wala yung arrow ko. Kasi if the more na lalaroin mo yung joint dito, the more madaling maputol siya. And price-wise, medyo kamahalan. That's the cons. I bought this about around 3,000 pesos. Ganun. Medyo mahal siya compared sa mga regular master grade kits. But if you're a fan, since I like collecting protagonist kits, kahit ano pang genre, gusto ko to. Maganda siya. This is a nice kit, by the way. So thank you very much for watching this not so detailed review of the Rasifon. And see you next time in my other review vids. Good night, God bless, take care, auf Wiedersehen, masalama, paalam sa inyong lahat.